Hey there guys, today we'll be taking a look at the brand new Athearn ready to roll SD40-2, the UP3300 pulling for United Way. So the biggest grabber out of the gate, and it should be noted, this was one of the original, quote, heritage units, or special interest in this case. This was a locomotive Union Pacific did in cooperation with United Way, so not a bicentennial, but very patriotic, and I do like it. We'll get into more on that in a second when I cover the details. Just like the Maersk video, we're going to get any things that are wrong out of the way first, and there's only a few. One of these is a bit bigger than the others. So quite literally, the biggest glaring issue is the sign itself. On the prototype, this was actually smaller on the top and bottom, and it was back a couple stanchions, so you had more of a centered view on the locomotive. This one's right up against the cab, and now it does not look bad. Let that be clear. It don't look bad. But again, we're approaching $180 locomotives before discounts. That needs to be right, and that's a very simple little placard, and it can easily be popped off. In fact, mine's wormed its way off a little bit, so I might just move it back myself. But from the factory, come on, guys. That's something simple you can keep tabs on. And just like the Maersk and Desert Storms, the drinking game for Athearn's quality control continues. Missing cut lever. Take a sip. But legitimately, I do wish they'd at least said, hey, these aren't coming because we put ditch lights in the holes where the cut lever goes, or just worked around it or set it in advance, because that would have been a nice preface to a nasty surprise when we're thinking, oh, we're going to get roided out detailed locomotives, but missing stuff. So that aside, this engine's much better off than the Maersk. No big cosmetic blemishes to report. And the last thing I promise, I find this kind of amusing. It's a silver truck locomotive, but all your detail parts are UP gray. Now I get that because the fuel tank and the pilot are that color, so naturally you think this would get mixed in the parts bag. I don't know if they're supposed to be silver or what, but there you have UP gray on a silver locomotive. So, nitpicks aside, let's get this detail going, and this thing is loaded. The most impressive part to me is the stars. I mean, I'll zoom in so you guys can see. This is very intricate pad printing. They did a good job, not much bleed. All the stars look really, really good. All the cab printing's clear. The numbers are good. So we'll jump to the front end. So you can see that. Of course, metal wipers, all that's good. The window glass is intact. Number boards are good. Everything looks solid, I'm pleased to report. United Way logo is clear, as it should be. UP looks good, and so forth. Moving on down the side, you can see the sign. Of course, a little stanchion off. It's one stanchion off, but besides that, the paint job behind it looks awesome. In fact, I'll raise the camera up so you guys can see the striping detail. The only bit of bleed I see is on the radiator grills, but that's to be expected, but it looks okay. I mean, it's not a deal breaker by any stretch. The rear end, I mean, this is a bit of a universal model, so UP having the number boards blanked out and the numbers up high, I guess that's per prototype, but this is kind of a one-size-fits-all model, so if that is wrong, it's okay. It doesn't even faze me. I'm going to be looking at the head end of the engine anyway, so that's minute details. But on the back, we do have a cut lever. We actually do. So if you really want it, just yank this off the back and put it on the front. They're the same colors. You shouldn't have much of an issue. If we're being brutally honest. So minus a little voiceover there. The engineer side looks good as expected. Nothing to report defect-wise. It looks really, really good. While we've got it out, you can see a little bit of bend in the horn. I think that happened this weekend when I took it to a club layout. No big deal. Everything looks good. You got a firecracker roof antenna, S3L air horn. Everything checks out. So detail-wise, I mean, minus the sign being a little big and over to the right by one, engine looks great. Nothing really to report on that. Running-wise, we'll dive into that here in a minute. So just like the Maersk, this one's very good out of the box. We'll give it a quick silent pass by the camera. Very smooth. Alright, so like the last video, the layout is a mess. So the run by is going to be very short, but you're going to see this thing work a little bit. So that's my review on the Athearn Ready to Roll UP3300 United Way SD40-2. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this is informative in your buying decisions, or if you just wanted to see this locomotive run. That's what we're here for. Thank you guys again, and I will see you next time.